I don't even know what it means to be live anymore. I'm live always. I've been live, nigga. Now this shit is, on the other side of life getting so ill that you just experience, the destruction of your whole frame. Trying to figure out what's even valuable anymore. But I love this art. I do this for the extraterrestrials and whoever comes after me. Like Tupac planted the seeds, you know what I mean? You just want people to pick up, pass the baton, but of course you want to be acknowledged for your gift. You don't want people to just eat from your plate and then cast you aside like they never knew you. Every man wants to become somebody notable, you know what I mean? So when they try to take that opportunity from you, it's kind of fucked up. And I guess we get to live and see what karma does. You get to observe karma take place and people fall when they was once standing strong because they wicked in their behaviors. Quest and peace till infinity always. Shit, you feel me? We just living life. I'm pretty much bolo out here. I'm trying to put this on YouTube, just keep it. I'm just recording this on Instagram because they finally let me look good on camera, you know what I mean? I feel like it was transmogrifying some shit. Like this cellular shit, they could do so much to fuck people's heads up, warp your whole perspective of yourself so people's scared to like participate in life. And then you got the looks maxing motherfuckers that just like, all they did was live in the house and their parents gave them a BMW and it just was what it was. All they gotta wear is mute colors and shit and just born with the perfect haircut and shit, whatever. I'm just having a good time. I'm trying to enjoy life at this point. I'm enjoying life because, it's like, this shit is really John Wick. This shit is really Mad Max. This shit is really The Matrix. And the further you go internal to like uncover and like redesign your psyche and discover who you actually are as a native, you know what I mean? The tribe, the Nietsitapi, shout outs to the Blackfoot, I'm gonna be in Montana soon. I got to tap in with the roots. But the deeper you go into discovering who you are, it's like the harder these motherfuckers come after you to try to like smash you back down into like whatever that ego pocket that they had you in. So, I be doing this music as like the breadcrumb from where I started, Inception Point, which I think was the sacred. My first album was Yellow. And each album after that, it was like evolving through the chakra system, Started out with the rage. And then, I dealt with a visceral reaction from reality, police brutality, near death. And then I went back into nature, which was green. So I was still moving up, but I started above the root. And, I had to get back to the root later. But I went from the root through the crown, up to the crown, each album color you could tell. And it's like I was doing this subconsciously even, just like on my walkabout. Like I knew it was a quest. But I didn't know what specifically the quest was. I just knew I had to document it with sonics because I look at people like Lil B and people like, it's just like the movies, you know what I mean? It's like the hero's journey. It's like I'm starting out in my hometown and I'm going into infinity, but I got to discover what the true meaning of the bat signal is. And through it all, it's like having peer groups, having friends around you that was there, but then you see that it was on some like, fairy tale shit or some weird, they was plotting the whole time, they was installed into your reality to try to dull you because you are such a neo. And I'm talking to the neos, anybody else who gets offended, they was probably just hated. They probably got people they're actively hating on and plotting on, so that's why they're offended. But, I experience this shit every day. Blood, cuz, folk, fam, Brody. You know what I mean? I experience this shit every day where it's like, you got random strangers that's just like, and the goal is to get you out of your character. And I see people talking about it online. But it's just this weird isolation thing that they got us in since the pandemic where it's like, the realest people you can connect with is like in another state. And everybody else in your state is like a sim. It's like a sim. Like I'm in this state, I'm in this city, it's like a sim. And I'm moving around and there's people that's gambling on my, you know, reactions to these planned attacks. You know what I mean? It's like I walk in, she bad. She doing the little stance with the booty out, with the legs crossed. Her back is turned. It's just me and her in there, and I'm supposed to be like, and then go after her. But then I don't, because obviously, you know, the game is like, you know, paid opposition or paid honeypot, whatever. And then, you know, it's either like anger because I don't, or then as soon as I turn around, there's the nigga that they feel like I should be envious of that shows up to be like, you know what I mean? And it really just comes down to finances, because it's like, I'm a good looking nigga. I don't care what nobody say. I put numbers on the board. I've dealt with some beautiful women in my day. It don't have nothing to do with fear, anxiety, or nothing like that. It's more just about conservation of energy when you know that you're valuable and what you present is valuable. I'm tired of just giving gems, you know, freely, and information and healing psyches and all that, just for people to dip off once the town, you know, gets in their ear and they can't deal with the shame. You know what I mean? It just, so it's like they'll try to convince you that you are a creature in order to steal your destiny and then give it to somebody else who is an empty vessel waiting for some kind of like storyline, you know. And the next thing you know, you got Robo Blank, you know, without half the soul, but playing out a perspective where they feel like they studied you and then got your information and then decided, all right, we're gonna design these motherfuckers like this because he been slaying motherfuckers, dragons left and right. He been, you know, galvanizing the community. That it's like they loved him, but then now we just spread rumors and destroyed that, and now we gave his essence to this person. But, you know, I want to talk about music. I really just want to talk about music. Like, I just make music. I make music as like a outlet, you know, for the rage. That's how it started, an outlet, so I didn't like start murdering niggas, you know what I mean? Because back when I was younger, I had anger issues. We all got anger issues before I was really smoking weed and just really, you know what I mean, dealing with the ladies on a consistent basis. It was just like, you know, you just angry, you gotta find an outlet. So when sports and gym wasn't it was music, you know what I mean? It was just the aggression of the drums or the eeriness of the synths, you know. And then people ran with the style, but it's all good. I influenced the past decade of the game. I'm here to say it, you know what I mean? If you look at my first album, La Menace, you know, the sonic landscape was not like anything that was out at the time. Everybody was on some backpack sneakerhead rap, or like, you know, we got all the J's, the Jordans, blah, blah, blah rap, which we was doing. But once I got to myself and I started reflecting on getting my ass whooped as a kid in childhood, then I tapped into that thing that I loved about the Chronic, Dr. Dre, Psycho Realm, Cypress Hill, you know what I mean? Just like that whole, like, these creatures is on you, you know, because it be feeling like if everybody in your family and all your whole city is after you, you know what I mean? It just becomes some shit to where you gotta like fight that, you know what I mean? Because they're trying to claim your soul. And I'm realizing a lot of this shit is like hive minds. It's like a computer simulation. Hive minds are like after the anomalies in order to claim it. So it's like, you can't be sovereign out here. You gotta be a motherfucking, you know, you gotta be a Norteño, or you gotta be a motherfucking Blood or a Crip, or you gotta be a pastor, or you gotta be a doctor, or you gotta be a construction worker, you gotta be a something. And it's like, if you're not, what the fuck's wrong with him? And then they gonna try to like, you know, you gotta be married with a kid or something like that. And lately it's crazy. I'm just, you know, once again, I'm just recording this for my records, but I've been dealing with like the ladies to where it's like, that Cadillac is cold, hold on. Where's it at? Shit, my joint greasy. Yeah, that's cold right there. But yeah, I've been dealing with the ladies where it's like, it's almost like they were paid to come fuck with me, and they just be intense. They love bomb, and then they, you know, when it's time to get intimate, they just be like, let's go. But it's like the goal is to get the child. The goal is to get the baby. It's not about me. It's about my DNA, because they know I'm an ill nigga. They know I'm one of the real Negooses out here, one of the natives, you know, like living off the land, but still in the mansion with the Motown, you know, like just like one of those real earthly masculine frames of just like, you know, show up. You just show up and it just is what it is. People's like, damn. And that's been since elementary school. Shout outs to, you know, everybody. I respect everybody, but that just is what it is with me. I have to acknowledge it, because I've been trying to be shy and shit, or be modest, and it's like you get passed over. People act like you didn't exist. So, but yeah, you know, it's just like they come to me to try to get the child so they could then sacrifice me, and then they have the child. They got a micro version of me with infinite potential that they can program, because they couldn't program me effectively. And I think a lot of men are going through this right now, which is why we're getting cast out. See, the dog said, yeah. The dog was like, yeah, nigga. But, you know, it's like we getting cast out for being authentic, you know, standing on the truth. And I'm realizing that it's like, you feel me? It's like they don't want to see you win. They don't want to see and when they say you, it's talking about masculinity, you know what I mean? Because fuck all this patriarchy shit. The men are supposed to stand on the truth and help communities glue together, not divide, not pettiness, not, you know, passive aggression and destruction and pointing fingers and acting like feminine with emotional responses to just kicking over sandcastles. And, you know what I mean? Like, that shit weak. That's childish, you know? So I think that explains a lot of the grief that a lot of people are going through. Once again, you know, someone near and dear to me chose to like discontinue their subscription to National Geographic, you dig, till infinity. That's my brother. And I just reflect on life. I just see it like that. Now, nigga can't change my mind. It's like I need full transparency to trust anybody. So it's like we got a trauma bond damn near before anything, because it's like if you ain't been through shit, if you ain't being attacked consistently like me, then you're potentially a op. And I see what Kanye and people like that is probably going through on a high level, because these niggas got millions of dollars. And these people invest millions of dollars to keep niggas like me out of the Catalina Wine Festival because I got moves, you know what I mean? It's like, shit. If they knew Bruce Leroy was Bruce Leroy, they wouldn't have never shot Last Dragon. They would have just shot Show Enough, you know what I mean? And if you think about that, it makes sense. So yeah, I just be looking at life like real puzzled right now, but I make music and I'm good at it. I'm great at it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't care. Niggas gonna copy the style and run with it and make their next projects based on my sonics and my, you know, intellectual properties. It's all good, because that's what a tribal chief is supposed to do. And shout out to Kiba for, you know what I mean, putting it to me like that, because for a while I was kind of pissed off about it. But you can't get bitter, you know what I mean, or be a quitter, you feel me? You gotta like pull up with two like John Ritter. No homo, but it's all good. But yeah, I'm doing me. You know, I'm on this quest. I'm gonna keep making music. Each album is a chronological. When I got lost, when I was fucked up off Thorazine and my head was fucked up and I was hearing voices about, you know, people trying to kill me and all this. The goal was to put me in the crazy house, but because I had made albums prior to that, I had food for thought. So I just started from song one and just listened to my stuff. And it's like pieces of information, and I feel like that's what I did it for. It's like the breadcrumbs back to internally to yourself, because they try to externalize you and get you caught up in all this bullshit that's going on, and, you know, fuck with your head and chirp and say all this, you know, this bitch want to say this and this motherfucker want to say this, and they pull up right next to you and kissing on each other and just all this shit to try to trigger you to feel like what. Meanwhile, you're in isolation because they're mate guarding you and doing all this stuff, but. You know, once you start to see the patterns of it, it just becomes hilarious, because these people are like basically chipping tree bark or like nipping at your ankles to try to get you to acknowledge them, because you gotta like So I just be, you know what I mean? I'm ignoring kids at this point. Like, I don't give a fuck if yo, you know, just the cutest baby, fuck that nigga, you know? But not disrespectfully, but just like, I'm not giving my charm to anybody because everybody's so thirsty for it. It's like they want to, you know, I already said this in another video, keep you outside so they can come by and just, let me get that. But I'm you know what I mean? It feels good to be one of the realest. That's all I can say. It feels great to be one of the realest, and I'm going to hang my hat on that rather than having the most monies because, nigga, you know what I mean? You let somebody play with your booty hole and they'll give you $1 trillion, you know, and that don't mean that I'm realer than you because I got the $1 trillion. That just means that I did some sneaky shit, some freaky shit, you know what I mean, on them download. There's a lot of that going on. I've been in Hollywood, not even about Hollywood, but just in life in general. Nigga, in Oakland, you know what I mean? I've been in many places and I've seen like, damn, this motherfuckers is, you know, but it is what it is. I don't judge them, but I just would like for them to let me live my life, you know, and have my designated ladies, depending, you know what I mean? But they it's like they want to recruit me, so they trying to keep all the women's away from me or whatever. I don't know what rumors is being spread. I promise Billie Jean is not my lover. I promise I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I promise me and kids is all we do is relate on a peer-to-peer level because I'm still a man-child. America ain't gonna let me grow up and mature and be a man because they fear me, you know what I mean? So it's always talking to me like I'm ignorant or like, you know, impotent or whatever, but they fear the full expression of the masculinity, so they're gonna put the soy in the motherfucking cereal. But yeah, it's all copacetic with me. I'm gonna keep doing my thiesel, and I gotta start documenting this shit because they really do be trying to drive a nigga insane and have the police circling me everywhere I go. I pull up into town, the police is right there, you know. They can read the cellular, and it's nothing really. It's like looking at children trying to play detective and feel like they're gonna catch you doing something. Really, it's just like they're trying to be a part of something because they feel inadequate, and it's like, well, we gotta attack him because he's clearly important. Otherwise, they wouldn't be concerned with me. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel me? Shit, John Wick, you know what I mean? Lil John Wick, been at it. I'm gonna keep making the music. It's the medicine. And if you're going through what I'm going through, you can tap in and wear it like a coat. I don't really make music to be like, you're not anything. I make music to be like, when I say I, it's you. You put that on and you are I. Just like Kanye was like, oh, this is the codes to confidence. So all my stuff is like, I'm speaking for the ones that's going through what we going through, which is like the natives, you know what I mean? Not no Nepos, not no clones, I don't know them. I was getting attacked in elementary school, you know what I mean? So if you grew up with both parents and well-to-do whatever, we cannot relate. I could relate to you on a different way, but my music is for the people who was getting their ass whooped growing up and still had to find a way to be confident. So people think I'm arrogant. You don't know what I've been through, and you're probably in fear for your own life. So you fear my brashness when it comes to how I express myself. Because you can listen to the verse, and it feels like I'm cursing up a storm, but really it's just the energy that I'm letting off. It feels like, damn, he shouldn't be saying that. But realistically, that's what Malcolm X, that's what Huey P., Stokely Carmichael, all these people that was like, you know, thought leaders that they try to blur out by putting it to all hardcore gangster rap. They try to eliminate them, So my spirit has been awakened through this struggle, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna keep putting out the music, and whoever takes it and tries to sample it and repurpose it, is like, if they accept their message, a little bit of the essence of me is in there. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? But tell the map to stop responding negatively to me, because clearly they're being seasoned by my energy. And I think the reason that they're aggressive against me is like, why the fuck do I keep seeing you, hearing you, thinking about you? Because they don't know that I was in the, in the soil and the water that grew some of these seeds that y'all are enjoying the fruits of, no pun intended. And that's how it goes. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's really living life in the world that's being sampled, and it's like we're stocks. They're investing in us as a stock to keep us just in a right enough place to where they can access the energy. Send a nigga to get the studio next to you and listen to in the wall to be like, oh, that's what he's making. That's what the music he's making. Okay, for sure. But yeah, he got them drums hitting. I don't know. Yeah, that synth. There's that landscape, the way he weaved the synth with the lead synth with the percussion. That nigga, he on to something right now. You might want to switch up your whole paradigm, and then you just see it happen. But it is like peace of mind to just let you know that it's like, all right, I'm a real boy out here. I'm one of the real ones. And even if nobody, they eliminate any opportunity I have to see that play out, shadow ban, nigga getting 3 views, whatever. Them 3 views is equivalent to 3,000, based on what it does and in the behind the scenes. I'm gonna just save this joint and then probably put it on YouTube. I guess I'm gonna start talking. I don't want people to steal my character, because then they clone you and then they make a nigga that's doing content that's just like you, but half is dope. You know what I mean? Like, nigga can't freestyle, nigga can't boogie, nigga can't make no music, but his room got posters in it and he got fresh everything because he was just invented yesterday in the lab. So everything looks brand new. It's like, nigga ain't never been in no scuffle. But they talking that, you know what I mean? That sage shit, that native traveler, shaman, spiritual healer, tribal chief shit. It's all good though. You know what I mean? I got love for my people. I've been driven insane several times, and I'm still the main. When you don't give in to the Western philosophies on what makes a sane mind, then you are allowed to transcend and reach new levels because you repurpose yourself and you don't let nobody put meds in your system to fuck with your spirit, because it's all vibes. It's just a moment of silence because I know I was talking a lot, which I don't usually do. But in this narcissistic society, we must represent ourselves because these motherfuckers will try to erase the mystery. Shout out to Sun Ra. So yeah, 9X3J. I need to talk about 9X3J. Was Chaz Shabazz. It was Corey the Ninth. Nueve. This was the evolution through the process. Used to be, I had so many names. Niggas know me, I've been rapping since MySpace. Shout out to, I had a song with Lil B back in the day called Star Studded. Shout out to Kashif for making that beat. If anybody has that song, Star Studded, Lil B, and I think it was going by Millionaire Charles at the time, or WizKid, Bus, or like one of them. But the beat is like it's like a video game, 16-bit game beat, but this shit was hard. This was before, this was like Lil B post the pack, but like around that time when he was about to, transcend the physical form. But shit, rest in peace, Ghost. 88 Ghost too. But yeah, if you find that song and you can send that to me, I will give you $100. But anyways, what else? What was I about to say? 9X3J, the 9. That's my birth number. I was born on the 9th. My life path number is 9. It's endings. It's mirrors. So anytime I'm in a situation, I'm showing you who the fuck you are. And I'm the mirror. So that's 9. Is the spirit of the final spiritual evolution up out of this material world, which is why I'm directly, like, diametrically opposed to like the materialism. At least the way I'm existing. It's like all these superficial niggas hate my guts, and it's been that way since I started. Just because even if I had some fresh shit on, I wasn't letting that be what determined what made me valuable. And then So that's the 9. The X is the 4 quadrants, is the elements, you know what I mean? Earth, wind, air, fire, or earth, fire, water, air. And it's also the quadrant of like X marks the spot, which is any location that I'm at, you know what I mean? And shout out to DMX and Triple X and the other Triple X and just all the things that X represents, you know what I mean? I had that last year. I evolved a while ago, the spotlight ain't on me, so people can act like it didn't happen. But the 3 is the Trinity, which is the pyramid, which is the physical form. So we got the spirit, 9, X, elements combining. That's this environment we're in. The 3 is the vessel, which is the spirit, which is the solid form, which is my body. And the J is the intangible. But the 3 is also the C for Corey, so CJ, my grandma used to call me Corey. James, CJ, that's my nickname. So it's still me, we just in the matrix. So I had to get real digital. And I've been evolving to that for a while. If you check my projects, Mod, I've been doing this since pre-pandemic. Techno, I've been fucking with it. But the J is the hook. It's the mystery. It's the intangible. It's the thing that's like of this world that's still kind of unexplainable. It's like it dips down. It's the fisherman. You know what I mean? It's like you trying to like walk as Jesus, which is basically just, in my opinion, coming to the crown, walking, going from the animal brain to the crown, you know what I mean? And like illuminating yourself. It's like the path of the Christos fluid. Shouts out to all the OGs and master teachers, you know what I mean? That just be kicking the wisdom. But yeah, so 9X3J, you know what I mean? It's like I'm like a technological shaman because I make music and a lot of times it's in the box. But I do this as well. I do that. I mean, I got me a personal in here, you know what I mean? Just to like get my daily regimens, my push-ups, you know what I mean? But I think I've said too much. Shout out to all the people that be doing this regularly that I tap in with to be able to like ease the mind. I guess this is something that I might need to start doing. Just gotta have topics and shit. So I guess I'm gonna post this one, and if anybody ever sees it and wants to like, I'm better at talking about things when there's a clear topic, you know what I mean? Because otherwise I'm gonna give you Asperger's language, which is brilliant when you dissect it, but in the moment it's like, what is Brett talking about? And I think that's a good litmus test for who's worthy and who's not of the Godhead to speak. But yeah, you know what I mean? Shit. If you got a topic or something you want to see me talk about, or you want to hear about some part of my journey, just write it in the motherfucking comments or whatever. I should probably attach my email. Try to get in contact. But yeah, everybody who try to play me and, take monies and all this weird shit and pose as something and then disappear and all this shit, forgiven. I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Children gonna be children. It is what it is. I was a grown-ass man at 6 years old, according to my chart. And it makes sense why I'm, as a Capricorn, aging in reverse and becoming more and more like Buddha. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to maintain this frame. I'm going to continue to build the name and cultivate the flame and duck all that bullshit shame, But yeah, that's all I got to say.